Alright, on to the live-action DVDs once again. This part shouldn't be too long, because I've gone over most of these already, so I don't really think I need to give my opinions so much on these. Besides, I'm going to do movie commentaries on a lot of these anyway, so I don't really think I need to go over them too much. Iron Man, a great movie. I'll eventually be doing a movie commentary on that at some point. The Incredible Hulk. It's okay. Iron Man 2. Sequel, obviously, I have that. Thor. Captain America. First Avenger. Not Winter Soldier. And The Avengers. I have all the DVDs for Phase 1. I do not have all of them for Phase 2, though. In fact, I don't have any Phase 2 movies. Mostly because I'm waiting for a special edition to come out. And there's Spider-Man 2.1, the director's cut for Spider-Man 2. You're not missing much, really. Though there is some extended train sequence fighting. You know, the train sequence in Spider-Man 2. It's pretty great stuff, so I'd recommend getting it just for that, at the very least. There's X-Men 1.5. I haven't watched it, so I don't know what stuff that's cut out that, I don't know what other stuff there is that was cut from the movie that's in this cut, so I have to watch it still. X-Men Origins Wolverine, a terrible movie, but I'm going to be doing a movie commentary on it eventually, so, yeah. It's just a very boring, very uninteresting movie that just has nothing going for it. X-Men First Class, a pretty good movie. It's not my favorite X-Men film, unlike what some people would say is their favorite. Besides Days of Future Past, obviously. I like X2 better, so. But this is still a great movie. Found it on Blu-ray for like $7, so I figured I'd get it. Men in Black, it is a comic book movie, kind of, sort of. It's a comic book movie, but I have the VHS, so. But I also have the DVD. I can't sell the VHS anywhere, so I just decided to keep it. But I actually do like this DVD case. It comes in like a book-like case, kind of. Kind of like this. It's kind of cool. I like it. Like the typing they have here, too. Right there. I don't know how good that is. I wasn't looking. The Crow. I have not finished watching it, so I have to finish watching that at some point. Superman 2, the only plastic Superman film I have seen. The only other one I've seen, Superman-wise, is Man of Steel, and that was shit. But, Superman 2 was fun. I like it. Of course, it has General Zod, kneel before me. I do a terrible Zod impression, but I don't care. Batman, this is the copy I used for a movie commentary. I have a movie commentary up, so if you want to see it, go right ahead. I actually do think that movie commentary turned out decently well, when it was just me anyway. Batman Returns, I have a very bad movie commentary of this that was thankfully scrapped. I pretty much scrapped it, so yeah. But Batman Returns is a very stylistic movie. I can say that about it. I mean, I don't know if it's a good movie, like good, but it's at the very least a movie I would recommend watching just for its style alone. Because visually, this is probably the most interesting Batman film. And now we get to the Schumacher films. Come on, focus. I know it's Batman Forever, but please focus. Batman Forever. It's not very good. It's just kind of boring. It's not as bad as the last one we'll get to. You know, this one. But, it's just kind of there. It has some good about it. And of course, the shit movie, Batman and Robin. I'm pretty sure you all know what I think of this. I may not have done a movie commentary on it yet, but I'm pretty sure you know what I think of this. But it is good riff material, so if you want to rip on it, then by all means. Anyway, The Matrix. A fun movie. I actually really like The Matrix. I really hated the Nostalgia Critic's review, though, his recent review of the first Matrix. I really just didn't like it that much. I understand it's his opinion, I get that, and I know The Matrix isn't a perfect movie. It isn't. But, whatever. The Matrix Reloaded. I did not care for this film whatsoever. I only liked it for the action scenes, which, while the special effects themselves are actually dated, the action scenes themselves are really well done, like the chase scene especially, the scene with a bunch of Agent Smiths. It's okay. It's okay for the action scenes, but I don't care for the plot, like stuff like the Architect and everything. I mean, you know, I've watched Ghost in the Shell. I like Ghost in the Shell, but it doesn't, you know, even Ghost in the Shell doesn't get that confusing, you know? I actually, you know, whatever. I'm not even going to spend too much time on it. This is The Matrix Revelations. If you're wondering why it's in the Dark Knight case, it's because this is disc 1, I believe. Yeah, this is disc 1. I lost the thingy that usually goes right here. It holds 2 discs. So, I had to stick it in here. But it's The Matrix Revelations, the 3rd movie, which I have not seen yet. I'll have to see it at some point. Who knows? Actually, you know what? It might make an interesting movie commentary, because it's a movie I've never seen before. So it might make an interesting movie commentary. Matrix Revelations. This is the actual case. This is where disc 2 is. The Terminator. It's a pretty good film. It's what I like about it is that it is cool to see kind of. I don't know. Was this one of James Cameron's first? I believe this was one of his first movies. It had a very small budget, and it's interesting to see what he did with the small budget. So I like the Terminator. It's a pretty fun movie. Though Terminator 2, obviously, as we know, is one of the best action films of all time, and my personal favorite Terminator film. And it never got any better than that. Terminator 3 is a decent action film at the very least, but it's not a very good movie. I acknowledge it's not a very good movie, but it's still kind of fun. So, there we go. That's it for the Terminator films. Now, before any of you get on my case, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but I do like the movies, so that's why I got them. This actually isn't Spaceballs, it's actually Harry Potter, the first Harry Potter movie. I have no idea where my Spaceballs VHS went. So there you go. I've had that for a while. Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. This was my favorite Harry Potter growing up. I have no idea why. I'll have to watch it and see if it still holds up. The Prisoner of Azkaban. This is everyone else's favorite. Well, until Deathly Hallows. Goblet of Fire, which I don't remember that much. I haven't watched these films in years, so I'm just going to kind of skip over them. The Order of the Phoenix. Half-Blood Prince, which I didn't really like very much. I just found it kind of fillery. Just kind of filler. From what I heard, it took out a lot of the important fight scenes in the book. So, maybe that's why I think it's very fillery, because there's just nothing in it. And Deathly Hallows Part 2. Deathly Hallows Part 2 is my favorite out of the Harry Potter films as of right now, because the movie was just, it was such a great climax. Chronicle, a pretty good movie. Surprisingly, it is actually pretty good. The found footage thing doesn't really need to be found footage, to be honest, but it is still a good movie in its own right. Pirates of the Caribbean 1, the only good Pirates movie and the only one you should ever bother with. It's the only time where, you know, it's the only time where I found Johnny Depp being Captain Jack Sparrow, you know, was actually funny. It's the only time where I found Johnny Depp was funny as Captain Jack Sparrow. I never cared for anything else in the Pirates movies, to be honest. Transformers. Yes, I know you can all laugh. I have this movie because it is actually kind of dumb fun. So the first Transformers is anyway. The others, the sequels, I just don't care for. The second one, I see why people say it's the worst. I don't think it's as bad as other people, but it's still pretty bad. And of course, we all know what I think of 4. Transformers 4. Okay, look. This is my least favorite film of the year. Amazing Spider-Man 2 came close. It did. By God, it's 3 hours long. Why did this movie have to be 3 hours long? Look, the other 2 movies were already long enough, but they didn't make me want to shoot myself in the theater. So boring. 4 was just way too overblown and way too long. And 3 was the worst of it, so I have that just because, why not? I don't watch it very often though, so Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. movie, I actually do kind of like it though. I actually find the Sherlock, the BBC show with Benedict Cumberbatch, I actually find that to be better than this. I have to see about watching the rest of the series. I actually watched the first 2 episodes in school, believe it or not, and they were really, really good. That's probably the best thing I've ever watched in school, to be honest. So, I'll have to check out the rest of it. PS3 instruction thing. I don't think I need to say anything for this. And Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I have this so I can complete the collection. It's a fun movie, but it's not my favorite indie movie. I actually, controversial decision, I know, I actually kind of like it better than the Temple of Doom. I just don't think Temple of Doom has the right tone for Indiana Jones. It's still a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I just think that this one is slightly better. Only slightly, though. Temple of Doom is still great. And now for the last of the Star Wars things which I have had over here. Family Guy, It's a Trap. It's okay. I like the first Family Guy thing better, Blue Harvest. I like that one better. I haven't seen Something Dark Side, which I heard was the best one. Spaceballs, my favorite Star Wars parody. Alright, The Dark Redemption. This is a fan film my brother actually got. I don't know how he got a hold of this. He must have, he said he bought it online. I have no idea what this is really. It's weird. I'll have to check it out at some point. And of course, all 3 Star Wars prequels on DVD. I don't really think I need to go over the prequels. I'm pretty sure you already know what I think of them at this point. I talked about them in my last DVD collections video, so I don't really think I need to spend much time on it. But needless to say, I don't really like any of the prequels. I mean, Episode 1 has its moments. Episode 3 is okay for the action, kind of like The Matrix Reloaded. I only like it for the action. But Episode 2 is just horrible. Episode 2 is terrible. And I dread doing a movie commentary on this, but shit, I have to at some point. I already did Episode 1, I can't stop here. So, or at least I'm, whatever. Point is, I don't really like the prequels that much, so I only got them just to complete the collection. And that's about it. And that's it for all the live action DVDs. Join me next time where we go over the box sets. See you there.